He's sort of a different president this time round. I think we'd all be wiser coming back to the job. But, he is running harder at it. He talked in that press conference from the Oval Office about his high approval ratings. We'll go through those a bit later on. But, there's a determination, there's an energy to him. He's not sort of spraying out a bit like he was in the first few months last time. I made the point, in 3 weeks he seems to have done more than the Prime Minister's done in 3 years. He's not mucking around.
Well, there's 3 stories a day, isn't there, which is quite extraordinary. But he's also saying some pretty extraordinary things, such as Canada should be a 51st state of America. And I don't think this is the last of it on the trade war front, because he's also flagging cars and pharmaceuticals are next. So, I don't think he's ever going to wage any sort of military war. Donald Trump, he makes threats and people jump, has always been kind of the way, whether it be North Korea or now he's trying it on Hamas. But he's very much into this trade war side of things, and it's something we've never seen before. Donald Trump likes to say this is the biggest thing, that anyone's ever seen. Well, this is the most frenetic start to a presidency that anyone can remember in modern memory. So, I wouldn't like to predict what happens next, Peter.
All right, let's go to the Australian Parliament. Pretty scrappy question time today. This could be the last sitting week we have before an election's called. I know we sort of are in that professional game of election watch at the moment, but what do you make of things?
I thought it was a dull day in the question time, frankly. I think everyone wants to be out of here. And this is the problem, the longer it drags on before an election, every single thing in this place is about an election, so may as well have one. But WA, of course, got in the way. There's no way the Prime Minister wants to get too much in the way of that. The big things next week, of course, when everyone here expects a rate cut. But it's a crazy game for Jim Chalmers and Katie Gallagher when we're this late into a preparation of a budget. I'm pretty sure that Jim Chalmers would be of the view, I just want to do the budget now because I've done all the work on it, and so have my officials. So if he junks that and goes in April, as a lot of us suspect, because there's a rate cut in February 18, he'd only go in April, Peter, if there was a rate cut in February 18, is my understanding, then Jim Chalmers and his officials probably have reason to be a bit ticked off, frankly.
Yeah, but everything he's costed for the budget to announce on Budget 90 announces during the campaign, his costings are a bit more bulletproof because they're Treasury costings as opposed to the opposition. And as you know, with PFO, you're 10 days in from the writs, and that's the first time the opposition gets a good look at the numbers. So, it's a beautiful pincer movement for the opposition because they're stuck. They're operating on a campaign footing with no real set of numbers beyond MyEFO in last December. So, there's an argument to really screw around with their costings if you don't have a federal budget.
Yeah, for sure. As I've said before, the question will be, and I put it to him, aren't you squibbing it if you don't have a budget? Which he said, no, we're not.